One of my videos went viral and it helped preserve a game. Let's find out. What's up everybody, it's 𝐒𝐨𝐿𝐴 bringing you the awesome stuff today and beyond. Man, this video is going to be so interesting. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I've been wanting to go ahead and do this video for quite a while, 2 weeks to be exact. It's just that for the past 2 weeks I was extremely busy with personal errands, and last week I had allergies and it was horrible. I couldn't stream on Twitch. I couldn't make any videos for that matter. It was just bad. But now that I'm feeling better, thank God, I'm great. I'm back into making videos. Let's go ahead and talk about this subject, shall we? So, what happened and what's so interesting? Well, about like when I was on vacation in the States, something happened. And it was something. It's one of those videos I wanted to do, except I didn't have my gear. So, and about 11 months ago, I made a YouTube video, and that YouTube video happened to go viral, and I'm happy. I'm really happy for it that it actually went viral, because it really did something awesome. So the video that I did 11 months ago is basically talking about how a video game collector happens to find the prototype game for the game MoonWalker. Yeah, MoonWalker for the Sega Genesis. Okay, this guy right here. Okay, now what is so interesting about this? The prototype of this game, I talk about it in details, and if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend that you should. I'll go ahead and place the link for that video down in the description box below, and at the same time I'll go ahead and place it at the end of my video for you guys to go ahead and check it out, because I go in full details about the history about this game, why we have this game in the first place, and what happened with the prototype the game collector found and what's so special about it. Anyhow, the game collector that found this, okay, has finally seen my video. In addition, a lot of people has been started talking about it, because people have been thinking that I was making some sort of a hoax, and it's not a hoax. It was very real. Everything that I have said in my video is very legit. So the prototype does exist, okay? Now, what happened was that prototype got transferred to someone else. I believe that's how it happened, is that it got transferred to someone else. And one of my viewers on who has been following me on my channel, and I have to thank Andy Craft right here. Andy Craft, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for leaving me that comment. That was just one awesome comment. Andy Craft pointed out to me that someone had dumped the prototype in a ROM, and the hero is Landon White. Landon White did one hell of an amazing job, and he did one awesome job for the entire gaming community and the retro community, and that is by taking the prototype and doing the right thing, and that is by making a digital copy backup, a ROM dump, and actually putting it up in the clouds. That is important, because the thing is, prototypes of this game can easily get lost and it can be damaged, and nobody would have the experience of that game, or see the not just the bugs, but the entire first design of the game to its fully finished. But there's one other thing that is very interesting about that game that it had. In the prototype, it has the full chiptune music thriller that doesn't exist in the original game at all. The only thing that you may find is bits and pieces in the first release of this game, which I happen to have with me right here, but only when you do the magic dance. However, with the prototype version, you can hear the full thriller music in its fullest form. But again, I did talk about it in full details on my video. You should definitely check it out. So what Landon White did is he preserved a video game history and an essential part of video game history. I don't want to say that I encourage piracy of games. I don't condone piracy, by the way. What I encourage is video game preservation. Let me go ahead and discuss in a bit more detail here. You guys remember about 2 months ago, Nintendo has put out a cease and desist order to a very popular emulation website called EmuParadise, where EmuParadise has been doing a service for the past, since the 2000s, I believe. You know, it's a very, very old website. But EmuParadise has basically been putting out ROMs of old games. Now, I'm not saying, again, I don't condone piracy. It's just that having to own all these games at the back with me is literally impossible, especially if it's possible to get them right now. They're super expensive. So literally the best way to get them or to enjoy them and experience them is through emulation. Yes, I do understand that you can go ahead and get them on PlayStation Now or so on. I'll get to that one in a bit, just bear with me. But let me tell you something as to why some of these games you'll never find them on the PlayStation Store or in Sega Genesis classic collections, because nobody even knows about them, and they're great games, but they're obscure. And let me give you a couple examples here that I have on me. For example, take Devil Hunter Yoko, really good action platformer game based on the anime. It was only released in Japan. You're not gonna find this thing in the in the PlayStation Store or Sega Genesis Classics, never at all. So that is just one game. Let's just look at other games that you're not gonna find them on the store or classics. Here's another one, the Dangerous Seeds. Dangerous Seed is a really good shoot 'em up. You're not gonna find that. What about a beat 'em up game? Maybe you guys haven't heard about it. What about Growl? Growl. This is a really good beat 'em up game, and it's very brutal for that matter. And it's by Taito. You're not gonna go ahead and find these in any collections at all. So you're not gonna find them in digital form. I know also another very popular game, and it's one of my favorite shooters, is Musha. You're not gonna find this, and this game is ridiculously expensive on eBay, Craigslist. This game literally goes up to probably $500. That's Musha for you right there. But that is just the Sega Genesis. What about PlayStation? Let's look at PlayStation. And these games, you're never gonna go ahead and find them in the stores at all. Here are a couple examples, and I was fortunate enough to get these back in the day. So here's Ruler's Rose, really good horror game. You're not gonna find this, and that game actually costs around maybe $300 to $400. What about Kuon? If you like Resident Evil, this is Kuon, and it's a really good horror game. You're not gonna find that again in the store. And another one of my favorites, Hunting Ground. Very unheard of game. You're not gonna find them at all in nowhere. And the only way you can find these is on the PlayStation, and the only way you can get to experience this game is through having a backup. That's the only way. Now you're thinking, okay, these are just few games, but no, there are so many games that are never going to be making it to either Nintendo Store, PlayStation Store, Xbox. They're not going to make it for many reasons. But even let's just say if they did, let's just say that they did. Good example, a game, Silent Hill series. Silent Hill got ported to the PlayStation 3 with the HD collection. Nothing wrong there, right? Wrong. There is something wrong there. The HD collection for the Silent Hill series is crap. It's bullshit. It's stupid. It is a really bad port. Shame on you, Konami, for doing that. So the only way you can go ahead and get a really good experience for the Silent Hill series is literally by playing them on the original format, and that is on the PlayStation 2. Now, that is just Silent Hill. There are other games on the store, and a good example that is also a bad port is Jak and Daxter. Jak and Daxter is a really high-held IP in PlayStation, and the digital port that when you download it is really bad because of the polygons. No, I'm not talking about PlayStation 2 graphics. No, the rendering of the polygons are bad, and you see them like break out. Some of the videos break. It's not the same as it is from the original. There are some ports that are good, but Sony did a really poor job in porting Jak and Daxter to the digital platform. no excuse over there. They could have done a better job. The point that I'm trying to get across is, you know, having a digital copy of a game, especially all these games, right, that you see here, is a great idea. And that's why it's, having, you know, a game preserved is essential, because let's be honest, folks, a lot of these games are not going to go ahead and be with us for a very long time. A good example is a friend of mine happened to send me a copy for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle the Hyperstone Heist, this game right here. Now I have already opened it up, and let me show you what I have found inside. Look at this. Look at that. Here, let me just go ahead and put this. He told me if I can go ahead and repair his game cart, and I can never even repair this. Nobody can. I can't even take the ROM chip from the board or place it into another board. This thing right here is gone, and he got this game off Craigslist. This right here is a good example of a game can be that's done. You can't preserve something like this, and that's why it's really important, and it's very essential to have games in the digital format and to be preserved as a backup so that everybody can go and enjoy them. But if, say, you can go ahead and find the same game on the store or Xbox and whatnot, great, I'll be more than happy to pay the money for it, but on the condition that the port is done correctly and it's the exact same thing as the original. But more often than not, the ports aren't that great. And I'm just gonna go ahead and end a note here to the big companies who are after, you know, websites such as MU Paradise and so on. Let me ask you this: the RIAA, the Record Industry of Association of America, who for the longest time tried to go ahead and combat, you know, the piracy of MP3s. How do you think that turned out? In some, you're literally going after a hydra. Each time you cut off a head, another head comes out. Is it worth it? Is it literally worth it to go through all that trouble to do that? No, not really. But all I can say is I'm very optimistic about the folks who do video game preservation and backing up their games, and it's still all over the place. I'm really happy that folks are doing that, and I'm really happy to folks such as Landon White. And Landon, if you're hearing this video and watching this video, thank you so much for doing this. What you did, you've done an amazing job. To everybody in the gaming community, both retro and general gaming community, you're one awesome individual. I hope you see this video, and thank you so much for going through all the trouble and making a ROM dump backup of the prototype for the game MoonWalker. Anyhow, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you guys have enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll go ahead and link you guys to Landon White's video so you guys go and check it out in full, and also leave you my video about talking in full details about the game MoonWalker for the Sega Genesis and why do we even have this game in the first place, which I highly recommend it for you to go and check it out. Anyhow, this is Dark Wolf 80s signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.